Good morning, everybody. Today, I want to talk to you guys about chemical reactions, endothermic versus exothermic reactions. Okay, and I want you guys to take a look at these pictures that I have. This is the first one. Has anybody ever seen one of these? You guys know what this is? An ice pack. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let me show you this picture. You guys know what this is? A hand warmer, absolutely. Keeps your hands nice and warm. Has anybody ever used one? Yeah? Yeah, they are nice. Okay. All right, so what I want you guys to tell me is, what do you think is happening inside of these items? Like, we know that they get cold and we know that they get hot, but what is making them hot or cold? Does anybody have any ideas they want to share? Okay, Sally? So you think that the item creates the heat or the cold feeling? Okay. Does anybody want to elaborate on that or share anything else? Bill. Okay. So Bill says there's a chemical reaction taking place. Does anybody else agree with that? Okay, that's very interesting that you guys think that, well, some of you guys think that the item itself is creating the heat or the cold. Okay. So I want Todd, can you go get everybody's science journals? They're back on the back table. Thank you, Todd. All right, Todd's going to bring our journals. I'm going to pass your journals out. Can you take these and pass these back? Take these and pass these back. Okay. Very good. So everybody's got their science journals, right? Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to write a journal prompt on the board, and it's a fill-in-the-blank journal prompt, okay? So it's super easy. But let me read it to you first, and then I'll write it on the board so you guys can refer to it, okay? It says, I predict that during a chemical reaction, energy is blank because blank. So I want you guys to tell me what's happening to the energy and tell me why it's happening, okay? And there's no right or wrong answer. Just give me what you think, okay? And when you are done writing, please turn to your seat partner and share your ideas. And I'm going to give you all a couple minutes to work on that. Okay? Great. Okay. So now that you all have predicted and shared, I want you all to give me a thumbs up if you think that there is a chemical reaction that's creating the heat or the cold feeling in these items. So thumbs up if that's what you think. Okay? And I want you to give me a thumbs down if the energy comes from somewhere else. Thumbs down if you think the energy comes from somewhere else. Okay, so I see that we have a few different opinions. So let's investigate what is happening in these, okay? Okay, so to begin the investigation, we're going to watch a short YouTube video that's a demonstration of the two different kinds of reactions. So it's a demonstration of the endothermic reaction and a demonstration of the exothermic reaction. Okay. It's going to be your job to figure out what's different. All right, I want you guys to watch closely and try to figure out what's different in each type of reaction. So I'm going to play the clip. Very good. Okay. So let me ask you guys a couple of questions just to get your minds working, okay, about this video. What differences did you notice? Think about this. What differences did you notice? Okay. Think about what clues showed you that the energy was changing. Okay. What happened to the temperature? Did the temperature increase? Did the temperature decrease? Which reaction made the temperature increase? Which reaction made the temperature decrease? All right. Just everybody got that kind of swirling in their heads? Very good. So now, let's get our journals back out. Okay. I have another prompt, another couple of prompts for you. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to tell me something new that I noticed was fill in the blank. Okay. And then now I wonder, fill in the blank. Okay. So let me write those on the board for you. Okay. Okay, I'm going to give you a few minutes to work on that. Well, a few seconds, we'll say. So everybody take time. Remember to think about the questions that I asked you. What are the differences? What showed the energy was changing? What clues do we have that the energy is changing? And what happened to the temperature? Pencils down if everybody's ready. Okay, now I just want to ask, does anybody want to share any ideas? Does anybody want to share their thoughts on the sentences we wrote? What was something new that you noticed? Okay. Anybody else? Something new. Okay. Now I wonder. Okay. That's awesome. That's a very good question. All right. Okay, scientists describe these two types of reactions as endothermic, which means that it absorbs energy from its surroundings, and exothermic, which means that it releases energy to its surroundings. So let's think about it. Which one do you all think would feel cold? Yes. Endothermic? All right, I want everybody to kind of gather around my tape, don't crowd, but just kind of make a horseshoe shape around the table here. And I want to demonstrate and model two reactions for you guys. Okay? I want you all to observe, like scientists, and see what happens. All right, so this is reaction one. I have a cup of baking soda, this cup is citric acid, and this cup is water. Watch what happens. I'm going to pour my baking soda into my citric acid carefully. I'm going to stir. Now, is everybody ready for the fun part? Can everybody see? Okay. So now we're going to pour our water into our baking soda and citric acid. Whoa, that's cool, right? Yeah. So what do you guys see happening? Bubbling and fizzing. Yes. Let me fill the cup. So it feels kind of cold to the touch. All right. Does anybody want to volunteer to come and fill the cup? Come on. So touch the outside of the cup, and I want you to tell me what you think is happening to the temperature. Temperature's decreasing, right? Absolutely. Very good. Okay. So second type of reaction. Okay. I have this cup. This cup has yeast, like a yeast packet. Has anybody's mom ever baked bread? Okay, so you know what a yeast looks like, right? So yeast, and this is 3% hydrogen peroxide. Okay, so I'm going to carefully pour this peroxide into my yeast. Can everybody see? Can everybody see what's happening? What do you notice? What do you notice now? Foaming, bubbles. Let me feel. It feels warm. Who wants to come in and feel it? You do. Come on. Come on up here. Carefully feel it. Yeah. It's warm. Absolutely. Okay, so I have some questions that I want you guys to think about. Okay, what evidence shows that a reaction happened? Think about that. And I want you guys to think about, where is the energy going in these cups? Where is the energy going? Where is it coming from? Okay. All right, you think that it's producing gas because it's bubbling and foaming? All right. Right, it's changing, the temperature is changing. That's right. What about the energy? It's moving, right? It's moving in and it's moving out, right? Yes. So, here's my question. In these reactions, is it creating heat and cold? Or is the energy moving from outside its surroundings, being released and absorbed into its surroundings? Absolutely, guys, that is right. All right, guys, so I want us to make sense of this together, okay, so that everybody's on the same page. I want you guys to tell me, which one of these reactions did we decide felt cold? The first one? Okay. And what does that mean, that it feels cold? That it's absorbing energy, right? It's absorbing energy from its surroundings, making it feel cold, right? So what type of reaction is that? An endothermic reaction. Absolutely, guys. Okay. So we decided that the first reaction was the endothermic reaction, right? So this is kind of an easy question, but which reaction felt warm? The second reaction, right? Yes. All right. So stay with me here, guys. What was the second reaction? Exothermic. Because why? It's releasing energy. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to write this on the board. Endothermic. Energy is being absorbed from its surroundings. Exothermic. Energy is being released to its surroundings. Okay? So let's go back to our first idea. The hand warmer and the ice pack. Okay? So now somebody please tell me, do reactions create heat or cold? No. Okay? What is happening in a reaction? The energy is moving. Good. Good, Isaiah. So if the energy is moving, then what's happening to it? Sally, it's being transferred. Exactly. Exactly. So chemical reactions do or do not create energy. They do not create energy. They transfer it. Good job. Okay. So just so I am 100% sure that everyone understands. Okay. I want to know, if I want something to get cold, like an ice pack, okay? If I want an ice pack to get cold, which reaction would I use? Endothermic, okay? Why would I use the endothermic reaction, guys? Because it absorbs the energy from its surroundings and makes its surroundings colder. Yay! Great job.